Okay, so I want to talk about two items of equipment. The first is the iPad stand, which when you order it from Amazon is obviously comes delivered in a handy box with instructions on the back of it. And you may really be wondering how to, well I was I suppose, to set up this item of equipment. It's pretty simple once you get used to it. It's made of aluminium, very, very light but strong, with plastic fittings at each end which are easily connected and loosened. Okay, so here we go. Right, so basically what you'll need to do with this is loosen both ends of the iPad stand here, and what this will enable you to do very, very easily is just loosen the legs on each side. Oops, this one's caught. Here. Now because you've already loosened it, you are now able to bring it into this direction here. And as you'll notice, the legs are clipped. Just clip them out very easily, bring them down, straighten this, just bring that down. That will lock the stand or this side of it into place. You then turn it around and do exactly the same. Unclip, bring it down and lock the leg into place. Now you'll notice on the iPad stand that there are clips here and here. That will enable you to obviously increase the height very, very easily and simply, and then lock it into place. So it's pretty stable. You'll then can progress on to working here. Now these clamps here can be reduced to different size. So obviously you have a large iPad, standard size, or even an iPhone or an Android tablet. Okay, and they lock into place, and then you can tighten them at any angle that you wish, really. Okay, so that gives you the possibility of viewing your iPad or drawing from the camera Lucida at different heights. From this, which is the highest, you can lower it pretty quickly down to a lower height, as you can see here, and you can also change the angle here. Okay. So what I'm going to demonstrate now is how to actually lock the iPad into place onto this. So obviously we unclip into here, then take your iPad, which will have the Camera Lucida app 9.1 already installed. The camera, which is here, is placed at the top. So what I will do now is just bring these clamps into place to the center. Making sure it's holding the iPad, and then I will tighten each end, which then secures the iPad into place, which means then you can then access the app very easily when you're drawing from below. Obviously if you wish to stand up, you can work at a higher height, or you can work at this height or bring the iPad up so it's level as well. It's up to you really, how you feel comfortable. I think when drawing with the camera Lucida, one key thing to remember is that you will need a stand of some sort, because basically you cannot hold the iPad and draw with a piece of paper underneath you. It doesn't work. I've tried it. You really do need the iPad stand to help you draw comfortably using the Camera Lucida app on the iPad. Hi, now
what I want to do now is just explain the functions of the iPad Lucida. Sorry, the camera Lucida on the iPad. And you have a number of different functions here. You have this book sign here, which will enable you to access your photographs, which are stored on the iPad. As you can see here, I've brought up an image of a tree that I wish to draw, and that will then be placed onto the screen. You then move over to the middle icon here, and if you press on that, that now creates an image which is a combination of two things: your paper below and the, as you can see, I've got my sketchbook underneath the iPad, and so what you do is just scroll it down to its lightest setting here, and that will enable you then just to see very, very faintly the basic shapes and tones. And then what you do, you can produce line drawings, you can produce tonal drawings very, very quickly and easily just by focusing on the basic outline shapes or the lightest tones from light to dark. So what I'm going to do here is a basic drawing of a tree, as you can see here. So as you can see with the pencil, I'm going to follow those shapes around, and just allows you very quickly and easily to draw the basic forms and shapes that make up the composition, the image, the drawing that you're trying to create, as you can see here with these branch shapes on this tree. Now the real beauty of this is that you can progressively, with your drawing, draw from light to dark. So as you can see, I'm drawing very, very light here, just sketching in the basic outlines. This gives you a rough guide onto which you then can add detail and progressively build up areas of detail, shading and tone. Okay, so what I'm really focusing on at this stage here are the branches and the negative spaces created by the branches from this photograph. Now this is an image which I have obviously taken from direct observation. You also have the option of saving images from the internet, from copying images, and from that you can draw references and create your own interpretations from these images if you wish to do so. What I'm doing here is a very, very basic image of a tree. So what I'm going to do now is just develop this into a simple design with a brush pen. Just give it a little bit more definition. And the principle is quite simple really, in that it allows you to very quickly and accurately draw any subject, be it a portrait, a landscape, a still life, an abstract. Very, very quickly establish those main outlines, shapes, areas of visual interest or tone, and progress onto creating an accurate representation pretty quickly really. So as you can see here, building in those shapes from the tree. Now you can progressively add more detail, make it darker, just by sliding this across. It now begins to bring the darker areas of tone into the image. And you can obviously refine your drawing as you progress through it. Now, I think from all of the varied tools that I've used to great drawings. This one, I think, is really useful, and it does allow you to draw very comfortably when it's set up in conjunction with the iPad stand at this level. Never try to hold the iPad and draw, it just doesn't work. And as you can see also, the functionality of the app allows you to very quickly go from light to dark. Okay, you can save your images, you can take photographs, you can then obviously send the images digitally via email to other apps if you want to manipulate them further digitally, or you wish to print them out. Okay, so it has lots of varied possibilities as a piece of technology to aid your drawing and really to develop your drawing skills, I would say, further. Okay, now in terms of drawing, one practical consideration I think is just to obviously locate your drawing with a few dots. That will allow you then to locate the different parts of the image. It does have a tendency sometimes when you knock into it to move about. So if you draw 2 or 3 dots, it's very easily brought back into position, and you can then continue. Okay, and once you've drawn the basic shapes, you can turn this off and then go back to working freehand, because you then have your plan onto which you want to draw. Okay, so that's my demonstration of the Camera Lucida app 9.1 in conjunction with the iPad stand, which I feel are pretty useful items of kit if you want to develop your drawing skills using digital images onto paper. Thank you for watching.